Neurocognitive Development and Study Strategies by Isabela Palomino Nieto and Ana Sofía Moreno.
Abstract. Adolescence, prefrontal cortex and executive functions. Problem. We're facing a passive study habits and biological structures as sleeping and gratification. Insight. Brain maturation versus individual effort and solution. Neuroeducation like space practice and active retrieval.
Introduction. File and focus. Research in neuroeducation analyzing brain maturation and metacognition in ninth grade adolescents. Brain development. Focus on the reorganization of the prefrontal cortex and the consolidation of executive functions. New approach. Moving away from traditional grades to understand how adolescent brain architecture affects learning. Main goal: propose a clear cognitive diagnosis to design evidence-based pedagogical strategies.
Problem statement. Adolescent brain developed and executive functions are still maturing, directly affecting core study skills like planning and attention. This said by Larson and Luna in 2020. At the Gimnasio del Taller de Cartagena, this research investigates how ninth graders' neurological maturation connects to their actual study habits, proving key data to help educators design teaching strategies tailored to their real cognitive needs.
Justification. Adolescence brings critical neurocognitive changes in executive functions that directly impact academic performance. According to Lopez and Foster 2022 and Cubillos and Abello 2022, identifying cognitive maturity and aligning the learning environment with these shifts reduces classroom barriers and boosts students' autonomy. This study provides Gimnasio Altair with key data to upgrade teaching practices and design interventions tailored specifically to the biological development of ninth graders.
Problematizing question. With all this said before, what is the impact of neurocognitive development on the effectiveness of study strategies implemented by ninth grade students at the Gimnasio del Taller de Cartagena?
Objective. Analyze neurodevelopment-based pedagogical strategies that optimize the study strategies of the ninth grade students at the Gimnasio Altair de Cartagena. A specific objective. Recognize the fundamentals of adolescents' neurodevelopment, focusing on how the maturation of the prefrontal cortex influences academic learning. Identify the current study techniques and level of knowledge about cognitive process posed by ninth grade students, and determine the coherence between the study strategies observed in students and the principle of neuroeducation to identify areas for improvement.
Theoretical framework. This is primarily based on the prefrontal cortex gap. The prefrontal cortex, which means the prefrontal cortex is under radical remodeling in the ninth grade, with the synaptic pruning and myelination shaping the adolescent brain. This makes a paradox where students may understand complex concepts but fail at time management. Continuing with cognitive science like active and passive, like highlighting and rereading failed, deep cognitive effort is required, and mindset shift like effective strategies boost both grades and students' self-efficacy. Core strategies like active retrieval, that means evoking memory to strengthen hippocampal connections, and space practice, distributing study over time to respect sleep consolidation cycles, and interleave practice mixing topics to train prefrontal cognitive flexibility.
Methodological framework. This study used a mixed method approach combining quantitative and qualitative methods to analyze the relationship between neurodevelopment and study strategies among ninth grade students at Gimnasio Altair de Cartagena. It was descriptive and correlational, aiming to identify study habits and examine how neurocognitive development influenced academic strategies. The research had a non-experimental cross-sectional design using surveys applied once to 20 volunteer students selected through convenience sampling. The independent variable was adolescents' neurocognitive development, while the dependent variable was study strategies. Data were collected through a structured multiple-choice questionnaire assessing attention, memory, motivation, self-regulation, planning, and neurodevelopment knowledge.
Results. Results showed that many students rely on passive memorization techniques, lack organized study schedules, and experience difficulties with concentration, autonomous learning, and self regulation. Biological factors and distractors, such as social media and mobile phones, also negatively affect their performance. Additionally, most students had limited understanding of how neurodevelopment impacts learning.
Conclusions. The finding revealed a significant relationship between adolescents' neurocognitive development and the effectiveness of study strategies among ninth grade students. Difficulties in planning, self regulation, metacognition, and long term memory consolidation were identified, reflecting the ongoing maturation of executive functions associated with the prefrontal cortex. Biological factors, motivation, sleep patterns, and external distractions also influence academic performance. The results highlight the importance of implementing neuroeducation based strategies, such as active retrieval and space practice, to strengthen autonomy, improve learning process, and promote more effective and lasting academic outcomes. Educational institutions, teachers, and families play a key role on supporting these improvements.
Thanks for your attention.